Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi nga yakulira oludda oluvuganya gavumenti mu Palamenti. Olunaku olwaleero alayizza akakiiko oba kabinenti ye gy'agenda okukola nayo mu kisanja kye kino eky'emyaka 2 n'ekitundu kubanga yalondebwa His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu okusobola okumuyambako okwasaganya ababaka n'emirimu egigenda mu maaso mu Palamenti. Ono alambuludde bulungi nnyo ensonga bye bagenda okukola bye basuubira byonna n'abakuutira obutadda ku sayidi ya nakyemalira okusobola okukola ekyo kyabatuma mu Palamenti. Ono n'alangirira olutalo n'agamba Palamenti ya Uganda tegenda kutambuliranga wansi w'amateeka ga Museveni, balina okugitereeza bo ng'aboludda oluvuganya gavumenti. Newankubadde ababaka abasinga mu Palamenti obungi bali ku ludda olwa gavumenti, bo abali ku ludda oluwabula gavumenti bateekeddwa okukola ekyo kye bateekeddwa okukola okusobola okuyamba Uganda. Ono agambye bagenda kusookera ku baana abali mu makomera abaasibibwa nga tebalina misango n'abo abaabuzibwawo. Gavumenti erina okunnyonnyola kubanga buvunaanyizibwa bwayo okukuuma bannayuganda. Gavumenti eteekeddwa okunnyonnyola ku nsonga eno n'ebawa ripooti ennambulukufu ennungi. Ono n'agamba omubaka yenna oba omuntu yenna ku kakiiko ke anaabuuzaabuuza ensonga n'agezaako okwagala okulya enguzi okusobola okuwolereza Mwami Museveni n'akabinja ke, tagenda kumutira ku liiso, agenda kumwanika bulungi kubanga bateekeddwa kukola ebyo bye bateekeddwa okukola ebiri mu mateeka bo ng'aboludda oluvuganya gavumenti kubanga ye munnamateeka tumumanyi bulungi nnyo, ensonga azimanyi bulungi nnyo bwe zitambula. Newankubadde bagamba nti nno gwe mulundi gwe ogusoose mu Palamenti akyali junior nnyo okubeera leader of opposition. Agambye tagenda bakakasa na mimwa, agenda bakakasa na bikolwa kubanga agenda kukola kyateekeddwa okukola okusobola okulwanyisa nakyemalira n'okusobola okukola gavumenti Palamenti byeteekeddwa okukola so si Museveni byayagala kukola nga ate tebiyamba munnayuganda.
They see us as part of the solution, as leaders who care about them, leaders who are concerned about the quandaries that they grapple with on a daily basis. May we be their voice, that unequivocal voice. And by the way, colleagues, as we do this, we will face numerous challenges. Numerous challenges. But they are not insurmountable. And as we keep doing what we ought to do, we will keep triumphing over the odds that are against us. And there are many ahead of us. You know, some have already started. And in some cases, even in a petty form. The other day, we went for an oversight tour of the roads in Kampala. Roads that are in such bad shape. Kampala generates 60% of this country's revenue. But just look at the mess in which it is. The roads are in a shambolic state. When we talk about these things, some people say we are political. So we said, no, we now need to go on ground and show the country what we are talking about. That is not politics, it is reality. That's why we went. And all the processes had been cleared and so on. No sooner had we gotten to the field than the parliamentary cars were withdrawn. Costards. Can you imagine how petty we can become? And someone thinks they will frustrate our work. No, they will not. And what we did on that day, we said, it's okay, now that the costards have been withdrawn, we will hire ordinary taxis. So that we keep doing the work that we are going to do. And that's how we shall keep operating. No one will stand in the way of our mandate. No one. So, we might meet many more of such challenges because in keeping the government in check, we will do it, number one, in Parliament, on the floor of the House, and we shall be the voice of our people. And we shall speak all the English we are going to speak. Yes, we shall. But every so often we shall take Parliament to the people. We shall go out there and keep the government in check. So we'll do it both ways. On the floor of Parliament, we shall keep them in check. But we are going to continuously go out there to the field to keep them in check there. And so we are coming. We are putting everyone on notice. Everyone that thinks they will frustrate our work, you have been put on notice. We are coming. Because that's our duty. That's our mandate. Next week we are going to Rubowa Hospital. We want to see what's there. Millions of shillings have been pumped into that place. And we don't know what's going on there. This is a hospital that should have been completed around 2019. And here we are. Every year, lots of monies are pumped there. It's our mandate to go and establish what is the taxpayers' money doing here that is pumped there every year. So we are coming. I'm told it's guarded by SFC and I don't know what. I don't care. It is our mandate given to us by the people of Uganda and by God to keep the government in check, to follow the money wherever it is. So we are coming to Rubowa Hospital and elsewhere. We shall come to Yakugarwa Stadium because the promise was made to build that stadium. Some money was dispatched. We want to find out what is going on there. We are coming. We are coming to Nambole. Over 97 million shillings has been pumped to revamp that stadium. We want to establish what's going on there. And no one will stand in our way. Because we are duty bound. So anyone that does not like us being in these offices, we are not in these offices by the masses of anybody. We are in these offices courtesy of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and the people of Uganda. And so we shall be out there. We are coming where the Balalo situation is happening. Yes, we are coming as leaders of the people to establish what's going on, to interact with the people there, and to hear out their cries. So that when we are speaking in Parliament, it's not just hearsay, but we have gone to the ground, heard the people, and then we come and legislate. That's how it should be. And no one will stand in our way. So we are coming. And we keep encouraging colleagues. There's numerous challenges in the areas where you come from. We shall come. Because that's part of our duty. And so we'll keep taking Parliament to the people. So that as we say what we have to say on the floor of Parliament, like I'm saying, it's not hearsay. So then no one will say, you guys are just politicking. Because sometimes, especially regime propagandists, they keep using that narrative. These guys are just politicking. Now we shall come on ground. So that people see what exactly is happening. No Nick syndrome. Some people have dismissed that now for a very long time. We are coming to interact with those people and establish what's going on. So that when we are talking about these things, no one says it's politicking. Many Ugandans are being evicted off their land. We are coming to those hotspot areas. Yes, we are coming. Because it's our duty. It's our mandate to keep this government in check. I appeal to the people of Uganda. Let us all work for Uganda that works for all Ugandans. Let us all work for a Uganda that works for all Ugandans. I call upon religious leaders, civil society, opinion leaders, and members of the general public. Let's not be silent as our country plunges further. It's not just the right thing for us all to do. It is our duty as citizens of this country to work towards a better country. To our colleagues in the NRM, these issues concern you too. Yes, they do. A sinking boat is detrimental to all its occupants. No one is safe when there's bad governance, when there's corruption at skyrocketing levels, when there's disregard for the rule of law, human rights violations. No one is safe. It's only a matter of time. And hopefully, our colleagues in the NRM know that. And I can cite some examples. I've been citing examples over time. Because sometimes people think that they are safe in a sense. they feel they are insulated. It's only a matter of time. The Honorable Mama Babazi was the proponent, the biggest proponent of the Public Order Management Act. And he did say it became law. When he fell out with the regime, he was the first victim. As he was headed to Bari, the late Andrew Felix Kawesi arrested him and said, "Boss, you're the one who passed this law. It's what I'm using." Maybe Babazi did not think that day would come. It came. General Kaliechi Zikayura, when he was IGP, he kept saying this 48-hour rule needs to be thrown out the window. Because we need to hold on to these suspects for as many days as we can, as we gather evidence. When Kayihura fell out with this regime, he was arrested and detained for several days. I saw Kayihura before the General Court Martial. His lawyer, Medical Rohanka, making a case for him and saying, "My Lord Chairman of the General Court Martial, this my client has been held for more than the 48 mandatory days. Please release him to go to his family." Now that he needed that cardinal principle of the law to work for him, it was not in place because he had participated vehemently in throwing it out the window. And now he was suffering the same. Kale Kayihura did not think that day would come. It came. And so our colleagues in the NRM, don't wait for that day to come. It will come. So you might think it is okay, these opposition supporters whose rights are being violated, who are being abducted, who are being locked up in jail for donkey's years simply because they don't support this regime, and you say it is okay. The day of reckoning will come. So let's fight for good governance, for respect for the rule of law. All of us get to benefit. And I've heard the DPP the other day was saying that this 48-hour rule needs to be revisited. DPP, why do you arrest people before you carry out investigations? That's what you should be concerned about. Tell police that, look, before you arrest anybody, make sure you have sufficient evidence, cogent evidence. Then you can arrest. But if you want to arrest people, then begin to carry out investigation. When you go to, by the way, many police posts in this country, I've been locked up in a couple of them. And CPS is a dungeon down there, was locked up there for some time. You find people that have been there for months. Chira Road Police have been held there as well. Asangati spent some days there as well. And several others. In a police cell, people that have been held there for weeks, for months. This is not right. It's not acceptable. Carry out investigations and then execute an arrest. And when you arrest, take people to court. Not holding them in detention, some or non-detention facilities, safe houses. And even when you eventually take them to court, our plea to the courts of law, can you dispense justice? If the state is saying they are still gathering evidence, 3 to 4 years down the road, you're still gathering evidence. It does not exist. So we are calling on the judiciary. You're meant to dispense justice. Do not be accomplices of injustice. Give people bail. As the state continues to gather evidence, if it does exist. Even better, drop the charges. Dismiss the charges, because 3 to 4 years down the road, sure. And like I'm saying, this can happen to anybody. I've also heard there's been a lot of talk that for certain offenses, bail should be scrapped. It's a cardinal principle of our Constitution, Article 28(3)(a). Any suspect is innocent until proved guilty or until they have conceded that guilt. So how do you say that for particular offenses, this one, no, don't grant them bail because it's a serious offense? Because then you are judging them guilty before the courts of law do that. So again, we call on our colleagues in the NRM. This is not just for us in the opposition. Of course, they're going to target us. They will trap up all manner of charges, terrorism, treachery, and all of these different things, so that they can hold us forever without bail. But even you in the NRM, you will fall out of the regime tomorrow, and it will happen to you. So let's be sober. Let's use our heads. Now, on that course, it's been a practice that has gained the normative status that we convene as the opposition to point the country to the priorities that we shall pursue. I appreciate my predecessors for setting a good base. We commit that during our tenure, we shall continue using this platform to churn out our policy priorities and an alternative budget. In that vein, this year's theme will be building resilient communities, a human rights approach to resource allocation. It's important that we think about the people of Uganda as we allocate resources. That's important. And their rights. In a few weeks ahead, we shall unveil this, our alternative budget, and show Ugandans how our country's resources ought to be allocated from our perspective. So these courses are kicked off. Today we are pointing the country to areas that we want to lay emphasis on. And like I've said, 3 cardinal ones, among several others. We want to push back against corruption, expose it to the core, show Ugandans how much of their money is being stolen, from where and by who. We want to push back against poor service delivery. Ugandans pay taxes. They deserve services. And we'll push back against disregard for the rule of law and disrespect for human rights. Yes, we will. And like we're saying, we want to rally Ugandans to join this fight. Let's not think that this is a fight for just members of parliament. It's a fight for all of us. And as members of parliament, we commit to do our job. We commit to push back. We commit to raise our voices regarding these issues. But we are calling on religious leaders. We are calling on civil society organizations, cultural leaders, opinion leaders, all of us as the people of Uganda. Parliament alone is not going to change our country. It will not. We also what happened with Twagala in the previous parliament. Our MPs put up an incredible fight. They did all they could. But the state still had its way. Where were the rest of us Ugandans? So we want to encourage Ugandans, please don't just cheer us on. Because